it's me again, and I hope you guys are having a very happy holiday, and of course, a merry belated Christmas, Kwanzaa, Hanukkah, etc., whatever you celebrate. So in this season of giving, I thought I would give you guys the gift of, first of all, more videos on my channel, but that's a whole other issue. And also the follow-up to my most popular video, that being my new Warriors redesign. As a matter of fact, this follow-up is so disastrously late that a fan actually DM'd me on Instagram asking for a second part. So I would just like to thank Mask of MB Rebooted for the wake-up call and just for being so darn sweet. And also, I would like to thank all of you who have just given me endless love and support despite how inactive I've been. So thanks a lot for that. It really, really makes my day. So that should be the end of my intro. Moral of the story, drink water, don't procrastinate, and appreciate your fans. I feel like I don't say this enough, but I love you all very much, and I thank you for all your support. You guys are beautiful. You know, you guys make me feel like, maybe my art isn't a complete garbage heap. So, thank you very much, and with that, let's get into the video. So my victim for today will be a boy by the name of Screentime. So let's read what this guy's all about. A meme-obsessed super teen whose brain became connected to the internet after becoming exposed to his grandfather's, quote, experimental internet gas. Now he can see augmented reality and real-time maps and can instantly Google any fact. Does this make him effectively a genius? He sure acts like it does. Okay, there's a lot to unpack here. Starting with experimental internet gas. So I feel like we can all be in agreement that that backstory and that power has to go. But first, let's focus on the design. Now, right off the bat, he's reminding me of someone. I'm not gonna name names, but we're all thinking it. So the main thing I wanted to focus on is differentiating him from any other superheroes you may know. Because the design isn't objectively bad, but it lacks creativity, let's say. Also, just a preface, and I probably should have said this in my last video, but when I do these redesigns, I don't do them to be mean, and I don't do them to crap on the original characters. This is just a fun exercise for my personal creativity, and it's supposed to be all in good fun. So if I goof on the original designs a little bit, just know you're not wrong for liking them. Don't change your opinion because I don't like them. This is just my opinion. These are professional designers and I'm some artist on the internet. So, what the heck do I know? So don't feel bad because you like them. Nobody should feel bad because they like something. Like I said, his costume isn't objectively bad, so I still kept a lot of the elements from it. Like, I kept his body the same, I kept his face generally the same, his hairstyle's pretty much the same, and I do like the geometric theme going on through his design, so I had some of those patterns in there. But to differentiate it, what I really wanted to focus on was adding internet elements to it, because his entire power is basically the internet, so I wanted to kind of hone in on that through the design. So I researched a lot of trends, I looked into cyberpunk and vaporwave because I know that's trending and I really wanted to go for that look. I feel like that suited him. So here's what I added. I do like his visor, but I felt like with that, it's really hard to show emotion in this character. So what I immediately thought to was those digital glasses that were trending on TikTok like a little while ago. And they're like basically these LED glasses and they have like different digital expressions on it. So I thought that would be a good way to keep some of the original design in there, but also to add an internet trend in there and also make the character have a little more emotion. Then another thing I added was, of course, the silver cuffs. I added them on Snowflake and Safe Space, and I can't resist. They look cool. I also I changed his hair up a little bit. I said his hairstyle was the same, but I changed it up a little bit. I made it more floofy, because I noticed that's a big trend. And also, a more recent trend I noticed was people who have, it's tough to explain, but basically, the top part of your hair is one color, and then they dye the bottom part of their hair or the inner part of their hair a different color. So as you can see, the underside of his hair is green, or it changes colors, but we'll get into that later. So the element that I'm most proud of that I added is basically his costume changes colors. So I added a lot of glowy parts on the costume because that's very cyberpunk, very vaporwave. I really like that. But then I also thought to those rainbow PC keyboards, and I'm like, oh my gosh, what if the glowy parts on his costume changed colors depending on his mood? So it's also another way to differentiate him from that one superhero that I will not name. Because, it's not always green. And it also, of course, calls back to internet culture and the rainbow keyboard. So I really like that. You guys will see that later on, but I'm very, very proud of that. I also made a color chart for it, for which color equals each mood, so you guys can take a quick peek at that. So now that I've said all I wanted to say about the design stuff, let's talk about his powers, because I should probably explain the pose that's going on here. So basically, his powers are Google any fact, look up real-time maps, augmented reality. Basically, he's rendered useless if anyone on the team has an iPhone. So I really wanted to change that by making him more functional. So let me read the new description for his power. By morphing his body into code, this super teen is able to use any technological device as a portal, traveling in and out of the screens at will. However, the farther he travels, the glitchier he ends up. So basically, to elaborate on this power, he can use screens as kind of the same way as portal guns or the portals in Rick and Morty. Basically, he can enter one screen, and then from there he can choose where to go, and then he can come out on the other side. So let's say he goes into person B's phone. If he chooses to do so, he can come out of person A's TV or person A's laptop. So I did this power instead because I thought it was pretty creative. I've never really seen that before. Like, I've seen portals before, but not this kind where the condition is it's gotta be a screen. But yeah, I think it's pretty useful. He can travel really quickly from place to place. It's great for stealth missions, like he can just come out of a villain's phone and punch them or something. So yeah, I thought it was a lot more useful than just basically being an iPhone. I also thought it was really good for gathering information or intel because, he can basically go into a phone and infiltrate it and just get all the information from it. So I figured that would be pretty useful too. But there are a couple of downsides. One of the downsides is, just like a regular phone, the more he travels or the farther he travels, or depending on the reception in the area, when he comes out, he could end up glitchy. Like, his voice could lag, he could become weaker or disoriented, kind of like a Spider-Verse situation, where they're just kind of like randomly spaz out, kind of like that. So, with his power and his design covered, let's move on to his backstory and his personality. So, as aforementioned, I know diddly squat about comics, so his backstory won't be particularly based off the New Warriors lore or anything. I'm just kind of spitballing ideas of what I think this character would be like. Okay, so here's the description for his backstory. Coming from a family of super scientists, all eyes were on Casper Yu as soon as he was born. The Yus were famous for their innovations in transportation technology, and much the same was expected of Casper. Casper, however, much to the disappointment of his family, was interested in YouTube and entertainment, though all mentions of it were completely shut down by his parents. One day, after a particularly bad fight with them, Casper rushes down to his grandfather's laboratory and is greeted with the laser of his new invention, meant to transform matter into code for more efficient package deliveries. Being shot by it, however, meant the ability was transferred to him instead, complete with all its early bugs. So that's what I was thinking for his backstory. You may not like it, but I think it's better than internet gas. So I figured, since he's in the business of entertainment, that his personality would obviously be very loud, very kind of obnoxious, and very smug. Smug was a vibe I was going for. But on the inside, it's because he kind of doubts his abilities a lot, and he doubts himself as a person. So because he's so insecure about himself, that kind of comes out as maybe jealousy, or he can get defensive when he's called out on something. If anything, he's actually more like Sokka from Avatar, where he wants to live up to all these expectations that are placed on him, but doesn't really feel competent or adequate compared to those around him. So yeah, frat boy with an emo side. Oh yeah, I forgot to talk about his name. The reason I renamed him Screenplay was because I actually liked Screentime, but I did want to be more original with the redesign, so I changed it to Screenplay, and I think it fits because, you know, with him like traveling in and out of screens, he's kind of like playing around, so, you know, Screenplay. Pretty on the nose, but I like it. And with all of that done, I think that's about it for this redesign. I really hope you guys enjoyed him. I'm very proud of him. I like his backstory. I thought about him more in depth than I did with Fort and Frost. But yeah, I hope you like him, and I hope you enjoyed this video. Also guys, let me know if you like more rambly content like this. Like, I took a few notes, but I mostly freestyled this video, so let me know if you're cool with this, or if you want me to actually bother to write a script for my videos. I have 2 more videos in the works, so expect those coming up. I have the script done for one of them. So yeah. With that, again, happy holidays, Merry belated Christmas, Hanukkah, Kwanzaa. I'll see you guys later. Bye-bye.